Hi guys, it's Sherry. I hope that you're having a wonderful day. Let's make something awesome. Y'all stay tuned. So you guys recently saw me make this, and it is a big mama notepad using one of the Dollar Tree notepads and just some chipboard and paper. And it turned out magnificently. I absolutely love this. Even though I made a little boo-boo here and I covered it up, I think it looks great. So when you make something that looks this great, you need to present it in something that looks even greater. Because you guys know I'm all about presentation, presentation, presentation. So I am going to bring in how we can present this wonderful, wonderful book. We can present it in a custom box with an acetate front, so the beauty of this notepad actually shows through. So I am going to place the notepad in the box so you can see just how gorgeous this is. And let me close it. Isn't that magnificent? Isn't it spectacular, guys? A beautiful notepad in beautiful packaging. Great way to give a gift or a great way to present these for sale. So I am going to show you guys how to make this box right now, and you're going to be amazed at how easy it is. So we're going to make a box to hold this notepad, and this one I had already made when I demoed the other one for you guys, and it's the autumn themed one. Really, really cute. So we're going to make our box using this wonderful K & Company paper, and it's an old paper pad that I got at Tuesday morning, and here it is. So this is the paper pad that I'll be using, and you can see that it's double-sided, has some wonderful papers in it. Some of them automatically reminded me of autumn, and I thought that this one just truly lended itself to blend in with this particular notepad. So we are going to need two pieces that measure 8.5 by 12. And what I'll do is I will be scoring both of these pieces, and then we'll join them together. So we're going to take our 12 by 8.5 paper, and we're going to score it at 1 on the 8.5 inch side, and then we'll flip it over, and we're going to score it at 1 again on the opposite 8.5 inch side. And then because I have directional patterns on here, I know I need to follow those. So my bottom has to be down here. So I am going to take this and score it at 1. And then I'll move down on the 12 inch side, and I'm going to score this at 10 3/8. And then I'll make my final score at 11 3/8. And I'm going to do this on the other sheet as well. All right, so once we have these scored, we're going to fold and burnish both of them. All right, guys, so my scores are folded and burnished, and we are going to need to make some modifications to our paper. So on this one, I have a corner piece right here and right here that I need to remove completely. So I am going to go up to the score line and just get rid of these. And unfortunately for you guys, it's a little bit hard for y'all to see my score marks because of this paper, but trust me, they're there. Okay, so we've got it like this. And we're going to turn it and come to this end, and we'll have a square and then a small rectangle. And we'll need to get rid of both of those completely. So I am going to come back with my finger blade. I'm going to do this on this side because it's hard for me to see the score mark on this end. So I'm just going to come down, take this off, and do the same thing over here. So I'll come down and I'll take this off. And so we're going to have one piece of our 2 pieces of paper that look like this. So basically what we did was cleared the corners. And then we'll bring the other piece back in, and at the bottom, well, we've got the 1-inch flap at the bottom. We're going to take this flap and this flap, and we're not going to cut them out, but we are going to cut them on the side. So we'll cut our tabs at a side angle. And this will make sense in just a minute. So we'll do that. And I'll do that over here. So we're going to have this at the bottom. Then we're going to turn this, and I'm turning it so that it's facing me, and I am going to come up to the second score mark on these 2 tabs here, and I'll go up to the second score mark, and I'm just going to cut down. And then I'll angle cut in just a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. Then I'll come on this side, and I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to find that score mark, and I'm going to cut down, and then I'll cut in just like this. Okay, so now I'm going to bring in my scissors, and on these pieces here I've got a fold down flap. What I'm going to do is, here is my score mark right here. I am actually going to cut about right there. So I'm going to remove this much of it, just like that. And then I'll angle in just a little bit with these tabs so that I can have an easier way of putting my box flap in. And there's one, and then I'll come in on the other side and do the same thing. So I've got that flap there. I'm going to fold it down, and then I'm just going to cut about down to there. And I will angle cut here, just like that. So now what we have here is we have got a long flap and then a fatter flap. And again, I want to remove a good portion of this, so I'm just going to cut halfway through it. And just remove this. And this will be what I fold down. So I'm going to take my glue, place my glue on this long flap only. I'm going to fold it in just like this. Come back with my bone folder, and let's get everything nice and stuck down. And now that I've got this like this, this is the front of my box. So this is where I want to place my acetate opening. And I have a piece of chipboard that measures 6.5 by 3 3/4, and that is what I'm going to place down. So I'm going to place some glue on the back. Use this as my template to cut out my window. Try to get this centered. And then I'm going to flip this over. Make sure that's centered. Looks a little crooked. Then I'll flip this over. Get this stuck down. Come back with my bone folder. And then let's remove the paper underneath our template. And just like that, we have an opening. So I am going to flip this over, come back with my glue, and I am going to run a bead of glue around the edges of our window. And then I have a piece of acetate that measures 7.5 by 4 3/4. And I am going to place that down. Then I'll come back with my bone folder, and I'm going to force my glue up and away from the window, and then I'll force it down, and this will just help it to stick a lot faster. And just like that, we have a beautiful Beautiful acetate window. So now we can put this together, and you're going to see how quickly it actually goes together. So I am going to take this piece here and lay it down inside of this piece here. So what I'm going to do is take my glue, get a nice bead of glue on here so that everything can stay stuck down. And then I am going to take this, fold it down just like this, and place it down to where I think it's matched up. And then I'll come back on the inside just to make sure that everything is aligned. And now I can take my bone folder, spread that glue out, and the two pieces of my box are now joined together. So now to put this together, this is our front, so we want to bring this up last. This is the back. So I am going to place my glue on this flap here and bring this piece up. My back piece is coming up, and I'm just going to get it stuck down just like that. And then I'll come in with my bone folder, go in on the inside and get that stuck down. Then I'm going to do the same thing right here. I am going to take my glue, I'll bring this back piece up and get it stuck down, and then I'll lay it on its side, come back in and bring my bone folder and work that down. And then this is going to fold just like this. So we're going to glue these sides up, and then we've got ourselves a box, people. So all I'll do at this point is I am going to place glue. Do not place any glue on your tab here. Only place glue on the areas beneath that tab. So I'm doing quite a bit of glue. Now I'll turn this on its side, and you guys are going to see just how easy it is to put this together. So I'll bring it up just like this, lay it down, and work it down. And that's truly how easy it is to put this box together. So I'm going to come back with my bone folder, put my hand on the inside, and just make sure that I've got my edges nice and laid. Just like that. And I'll do the same thing over here. So I am going to place my glue all over this side panel here, but not on that tab at the top. And now I can bring this up, bring it all the way to the edge, and get this stuck down. And I'm just working it so that everything is nice and stuck. And look at that, guys. We have a box. So what I want to do now is on this flap here, only on the end, I am going to do a very slight angle cut, and that's just going to make it fold in a lot easier. So it's going to be very tiny. Just a little sliver is all I took off, and there's my sliver. So now I'll take my beautiful, beautiful notebook, place it on the inside. So now that I have my book on the inside, I am going to close my box, and you guys are going to see just how pretty this is. Isn't that gorgeous? Perfect way to make a box for these wonderful little notepads. And now we get to do some very light decorating. Okay guys, so I am going to do some mixing and matching of sticker sheets. This is my Halloween sticker sheet, but there's one thing on there that I want, and it's this pattern here, because I think that this is just perfect for on here. So I am going to take this and lay it down just like that, and then I'll come back to my autumn stickers and just kind of figure out which one I want. And I'm going to start out with this little deer here, and I'm going to finish with this little deer here because I think that that just works for me. So there we have this wonderful box that holds our beautiful, beautiful notebook. I would be very proud to give this to anyone as a gift, I would be equally as proud to sell this, because this is very, very boutique-ish. Guys, this is gorgeous, and this one is equally as gorgeous. Again, it's all about presentation. We took some very basic Dollar Tree notebooks, and this is what we end up with. It is such a wonderful way to take something inexpensive like the pads and turn it into something gorgeous that's worthy of giving or selling. So I hope that you guys have liked this project, and if you have, please hit the like button. If you are not a subscriber to my channel, I would love to have you join my online crafting family. You guys have a great day, happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.